Yes, I grew up as an Nkrumahist. I still am an Nkrumahist. My actual first political orientation was CPP.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I joined NDC when it was formed.
Nkrumah talked about borderless Africa.
Yeah,
I've been a victim. I just had a brawl at the Togo Ghana
border.
border just because I refused to pay bribe.
Yeah.
Through so many
No,
documentation before I
on your
crossed.
way back,
Yeah,
stop by and have this conversation because you will be depressed. I'm telling you.
I'll be depressed going
You'll be
in.
depressed going from here to cross the Ghana Togo side and cross the Togo Benin side, and on your way back. It tells a pitiful story of who we are. That we can continue blaming colonialists for all we want, but they've been gone for so long. We need to wake up and smell the coffee.
Thank you.
We need to wake up. All these seemingly kind of handcuff things that we are doing business in against ourselves. It's depressing, really. Truly, truly depressing. Look, I'm willing to break a few protocols speaking the way I'm doing because it's dear to my heart. I'm a member of the committee that ECOWAS has set up to look at the reparation of stolen goods of Africa. And we had a meeting in Benin. And I went as a guest of ECOWAS. You have no idea. Even as guest of ECOWAS, I thought that we could do better. And we can't do better. The excuses are too much. When they all go and sit down in ECOWAS on our behalf, I expect them to do better than they are doing. I expect our leaders, our presidents, I expect all of you to do better than you're doing. You owe it to us as your citizens, and we are demanding that you do right by us.
I don't understand this. Like, this is the Togo embassy, the Togo border, and they are telling us that we have to pay 2,000 for each passport, and you don't pay, we are not stamping your passport. And when you stamp your passport, no receipt. But according to the ECOWAS law, if you have an ECOWAS passport, it's okay for you to pass through.
And relying on any member country for up to 90 days, they hold them subject to any form of harassment, nor must they pay for a residential permit.
You are breaking the law. You are breaking. So now we finished.
This is crazy. And she's like, I'm not going to take your passport if you don't give me 2,000. I mean, as a young African trying to travel within Africa, it's extremely difficult to travel within Africa. I mean, you're once a president. You don't think Africa need a border? We should be a borderless continent, just like Europe. I had a visa for Germany. I was in Austria. I was in Netherlands. No one asked me anything. But on the continent of Africa, there's no free movement of people and goods. I mean, I will want to ask you, because I'm so much advocate for this. And when you come to power, what are you going to do to change that?
Well, I was president of Ghana, and so I was a member of the AU, Authority of African Heads of States. We prepared the protocol for visa-free travel in Africa. We're going to pass it in Kigali. At the last minute, there were objections from, I remember South Africa, but there were 2 or 3 countries that objected and said we should delay it until much later. Now, you know what I did? I came back to Ghana and I said, well, if the other countries won't pass it, we'll pass it in Ghana. And so I allowed visa-free travel for all African passports. You can apply for your visa at the airport. And people started taking advantage of it. Today, if you have an African passport, you can travel to Accra and apply for the visa when you get to Accra. And it hasn't changed Ghana in any way. Nothing extraordinary has happened. So I don't see why we cannot start with visa-free travel. In ECOWAS, we have it. ECOWAS, if you fly into Nigeria, you don't need a visa. I agree with you that the borders and the parochial things that the people do there it's not sanctioned. I mean, these are corrupt individuals who try to take advantage of a situation. Otherwise, in ECOWAS, we should be able to travel to and from each other's countries without paying anything, the passport control or whatever control is just for record purposes and to capture the statistics of how people go back and forth. But otherwise, you're not supposed to pay anything. And I do think that we should sanction people like that. you should have reported whoever it was.
I did. I even made videos about it, but nothing happened.
I see.
And it's not just me, because I met thousands of people at the border
Yes.
who did not have the 2,000 franc just to cross to Togo, so they were stuck at the border. And the same thing happens from
Was you on the Ghana side?
on the Togo side. So I finished.
You have to pay 2,000
So
francs.
it's everywhere. If the Togolese are coming to Ghana, they have to pay. If Ghanaians are going to Togo, they have to pay. It's something that exists at our borders.
Is it a single stop border crossing point? Because we built, before I left office, I know we built a border crossing point where both the Togolese and Ghanaian immigration and customs were supposed to do a one-stop check.
It's not like that.
You're talking of a flower?
A flower, yeah. It's not like that.
A flower, you come to the Togolese side,
Yeah.
then you cross over, come to the Ghanaian side.
Exactly.